nous voilà sur Deadly Premonition 2. Bon, enfin, j'ai fini le premier, on va s'attaquer au second. On va voir ce que ça donne. Je vais regarder si le son était bien fait sur le stream. Mais c'est pas grave. Bon. On va, je ferai les changements tout seul.
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down?
Ok, donc là on a juste besoin d'appuyer sur avancer pour que ça avance.
I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood slather
Encore des mojitos.
pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this?
Qu'est-ce que j'en ai fait pour faire ça?
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
It's open. Come on in.
Lol.
You have questions for us. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Putain, pareil, tu peux pas bouger où tu veux. C'est vraiment chelou. Pardon.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Kalia.
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Simon Jones. And Garfunkel. Non, pardon, c'est pas ça.
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived.
Ah pardon, je croyais fallait que j'attende. Alors... Récompense affichée, tiens, on va regarder.
You solved many difficult cases across your career, utilizing your own unique MO. You've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnapping cases. In 2003, you solved the inside-out flesh skinner case in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. In 2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case in Milwaukee. And also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis that very same year. Then, in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable. Did you really solve these cases all on your own? There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
Ah, le pouvoir de la plénitude.
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together. Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught
Les trois jeux, Thelma et Louise, ils sont cons.
highly sought after fugitives.
C'est un film ça, Thelma et Louise, je crois. Les éléments du troisième œil vous permettent de déceler des éléments lors de votre progression dans le jeu. Maintenant, il dé plus du troisième œil. Le troisième œil fait baisser votre concentration. Voilà. Utilisez la bonne escient.
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan. But would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... Yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us. Don't get in our way and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
What if we say no?
Then I'll put it out myself, using force.
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah! This is Morgan's house. Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis in the comfort of their own homes. And I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Mais oui, bien sûr.
Exactly.
Alors, impassibilité de Zach.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been...
On ne juge pas un livre sur sa couverture, hein. Pas, je sais pas quoi, là. Je comprends pas, des fois, les traducteurs, ils changent des trucs alors que... T'aurais pu simplement dire ça, hein. Ce qui est décrit. Enfin, ce qui est dit en voix, pas changer forcément le
Or
truc.
did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Ah, le vieux truc de merde.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
Là, c'est drôle de voir des choses comme ça dans un jeu vidéo.
Does that
Merde.
barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more dangerous
C'est
than I
bizarre.
thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up.
Je crois que je fais que j'utilise elle. Alors, en gros, il te dit de quoi ce qui permet d'avancer le scénario plutôt qu'autre chose.
Stage 4 progressive malignant tumor.
Ah, il a le cancer.
How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner? And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath? Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know. And I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of...
Think carefully. about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express. The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below zero. Right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience. Belle.
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right. They were banned by the CITES Treaty.
Salut GeForce.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste. But the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school,
Comment tu vas,
I
Pépère?
used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history. He was simply playing chess, all alone.
So, what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no, everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Ooh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. Yes. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed. You sure about that? Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
Miam, 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 miam.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim. Do you know what this means? That's why we're here. The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
Bah ouais, ça gazouille. Et toi?
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
Ouais, bon,
You
comment ça se
claim
fait?
to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case.
Non. Moi j'ai pas de... J'ai pas de message envoyé par deux.
Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has
Il
no...
va peut-être avoir des problèmes de...
I suspect the body was stored there rather
De
than
connexion, je ne sais pas.
due to the unnatural state it was found in.
Je vois pas de nerfs.
She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how
Je vais faire mon sport et un petit ménage après je me branle les couilles sur paix. D'accord, bah c'est cool.
At first glance, few would guess she
Et
was
moi, comme tous les
murdered.
dimanches, je stream comme un connard.
She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Goku. Ah, tu en DLC. J'avoue.
Better and
Des
better.
fois, c'est peut-être mieux de prendre carrément le DLC
That right, my
en
friend?
entier.
A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Alors... Quoi encore?
Who is it? This My Fairy character you keep speaking to.
You can't see.
Et quand je vois qu'ils ont fait... T'as 3... Hein?
Such bad manners.
Ouais, mais là, il y en a encore qui sont pas sortis, je crois.
You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it. And no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped?
Bah, c'est la suite du jeu que j'avais joué le dimanche dernier.
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle. But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there on your lap this entire time. Hey, stop it. No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything...
Tu sens pas le jeu complètement pété encore? Tout moche avec 20 FPS?
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start
Ça
our
va
own
encore.
local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the
Ça a été la chaleur chez toi?
hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson food delivery services.
Bah oui, c'est un peu ça.
The warehouse and its owner.
Même si tu fais pas grand chose en vrai. Non, non, insupportable, ça fait 3 jours que je dors quasiment pas et je suis comme un porc. D'accord.
But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead.
Merde.
Remember what happened? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
The large man, yes?
Ouais, si c'était insupportable pour le boulot, mais bon, c'est comme ça. Il doit faire moins chaud que chez toi, par contre.
No need to answer. If you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
Hop!
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After
Elle est
all,
morte.
you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Bon allez, faut que je me bouge. Bah bonne soirée, bon après-midi à toi, et puis amuse-toi bien.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton. Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere.
C'est bien, occupe-toi. Faut rester là comme un zombie, tout à fait. T'as bien raison.
Isn't that right, my fairy?
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
Alors, on va regarder. Merde. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il regarde comme DVD?
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection.
Et c'est vrai que je dois appuyer pour faire passer, c'est
You must
bizarre
live
ça.
a very comfortable life.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live.
Ah oui, c'est pas le même nom. Slave.
1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Coppola, one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza.
Mais lol.
I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
Ça existe des litres de lait enrichis en vitamines? Bouh. C'est bien les Américains. Ça.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Mr. Morgan,
C'est un triangle. C'était ce qu'on mange.
I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
C'est de la coke.
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
Qu'est-ce qu'il a fait? J'ai pas compris.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again.
Ah. Salut, pseudo. Laisse.
You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out?
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know?
You're earning far more than you deserve, then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty.
J'ai réussi à finir le premier la semaine dernière. Je crois qu'il était 23h, un truc comme ça. Bon, peut-être pas. Bref, il était tard. J'en pouvais plus. Il était tellement long.
My fairy. 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way.
Donc là, je viens de commencer.
Thought you knew.
Il y a 40 minutes. Un peu moins.
I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones? Did you find the files? Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of
told you.
justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded.
Ok.
Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan?
Ah!
I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid?
Hein? On va pas comprendre.
Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red.
Ah, ok.
Such an unusual thing to feel. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
Bizarre comme phobie.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
Don't ever
Il y a pas de trace de main pourtant.
touch one again. I told
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch it again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case.
Non, vraiment. Alors. J'ai pas envie d'avancer trop rapidement, c'est chiant. Donc à mon avis, c'est ça qui fait avancer le truc. On va faire les autres.
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit. From back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Bon, ça va, c'est rapide.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to
Bah
you?
c'est des triangles, c'est des sandwichs.
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
Très bonne question.
Mr. Morgan,
C'est le pouvoir de la force.
I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered, and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years.
Ah ouais.
And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il a raconté?
one more thing that can summon up the past.
Alors, photo d'un arbre. Oh, un arbre. Morceau de ruche en pot.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate, and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society.
Ok, d'accord.
Women are gifted with the power to conceive, birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Il aime bien, ça change. Alors...
The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's fifth chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy.
Attends, les gens sont incapables de lire le temps à moins de l'évaluer avec des chiffres. J'avoue.
I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude... What the heck?
Mais complètement paumé.
I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sorta can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here.
C'est bizarre comme intro de jeu vidéo, hein, une intro qui dure 45 minutes avec que du blabla.
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenvale.
Désolé d'immobilette.
It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red.
Non, il a dit rouge, il a pas dit l'arbre.
Red tree.
Merci.
Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case.
Oh non, ça veut dire qu'on va revoir les zombies là?
They're connected by these
Les zombies vampires, hein.
trees. Aren't they?
Red trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you.
Wouhou. Après, allez, 50 minutes de blabla, on va enfin commencer le jeu. Ouais, trop bien.
Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.
Et l'intro commence.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny, to be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be. You should know they'll destroy you. A call to me to keep searching, walk alone.
Waouh, elle pète l'intro. Trop cool. Trop court. Je me demande s'il n'y a pas une version plus longue.
Zach.
Bon allez, je suis prêt pour le jeu en 20 FPS.
Can you hear me, Zach? There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos. Isn't that right, Zach? Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
Cette face.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carré, sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food-related.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe.
Encore?
An old-fashioned choice if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it.
Alors, sont posés comme question. Tiens, la police.
Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here.
Dans le
They
trou
got to
de
know how
l'Amérique.
to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart, and when that don't work, they just beat your ass. That's the Deep South for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this.
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
Une grande
That's right.
famille.
You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seal.
What?
They own most of the land around here, from the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant. Yeah, I reckon
encore
they
des gens
got a
d'argent.
stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know? They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
Le Nouvelle-Orléans.
Living
Poussé.
Like Dust, Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief, right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans. They're all excellent movies, but to me they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat People. That's my point. Cat People. 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. The crowning achievement of Nastasia Kinski, the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards. Then they can only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all. Understand? I'm talking about hyper-realism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of cat people for myself. That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Okay.
Another vital element of cat people?
Alors regardons ce que c'est la féline sur
The
internet.
presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a masterpiece.
La féline. 1982.
Listen carefully, David.
3,3 sur 5 sur Allociné, 5,9 sur Sens Critique.
Only an amateur would call A Clockwork Orange his best movie.
Attends, non, en 2005, le mec il parle de film des années 80. Ah, ok. Ah oui, c'est pour ça qu'il parle de
His
Orange
best
Britannique.
movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder. Period. You need to remember this, because it's the truth.
Whatever you say.
Ça a l'air chelou comme film.
So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts.
Alors... Transports locaux. Ouais, on s'en fout. Je sais que je vais devoir prendre un skate.
Something from a TV show. What exactly?
Pas de voiture, ça fait péter le jeu sinon.
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I just can't seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
Well, I ain't seen it with my own eyes, but folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
An altar?
Like something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Nah, wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces.
Ça donne faim.
Scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed.
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it.
Putain, il est verbeux le jeu, hein. Ouh. Putain.
What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days. Especially the head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all. So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe for nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
Allez, vas-y. Ouais, bah bon, on y est, on va y aller.
Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot. How'd you
Eh ben
get all
non.
the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork.
Lol.
When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be...
Ah, cette excuse de sac, quoi.
In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities. And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really. But I'll listen if you want me to.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car at the airport.
Je demande d'avoir le budget de voiture de vie. Ouais, c'est limite ça.
Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible.
Et quand t'as des problèmes, tu dois y filer un skate.
Especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana.
Ah, franchement, ils te mettent des excuses de sac juste pour...
Brand new hybrid car with a fully
No.
equipped air conditioning system.
On n'avait pas assez d'FPS pour la voiture, donc on...
Hybrid car.
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want.
En même temps, s'il laisse les clés sur la voiture, c'est normal. Hein.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity.
Mais oui, il y a les voitures qui volent aussi.
Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley.
Ah
I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter. 1984, directed by Nick Castle.
Allez, bam, je te balance une référence d'un film.
It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that. See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs.
Alors, Starfighter.
I wish that I could be one of them myself.
Quel est ce film?
Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had.
Encore un film de 1984. Alors... 3,3 sur sens critique. Sur Allociné, 5,9 sur sens critique. Film de science-fiction, le spatial réalisé sur une image de synthèse conçue sur un supercalculateur.
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Ok.
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out.
What? C'est vraiment chelou comme film.
Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found.
Il y a un jeu qui s'appelle Star Fighter. J'ai vu une borne dans la bande-annonce.
I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it. And in its place, they left me this.
What?
A skateboard.
A skateboard?
Tu te fous de ma gueule?
While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car
Ok.
wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. Why do you look? No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. The journey of
N'importe quoi. Putain.
Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside me.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today. Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
Felice Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat
Ouais.
people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach, the searing light. These scents.
Ah oui.
It's the deep south. That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for.
Je crois qu'il boivait des cafés.
Next time.
Voilà.
What would a morning be without coffee?
On peut enfin jouer? Moi je veux bien, hein. C'est cool le blabla, mais j'aimerais bien jouer un peu. Putain, je voudrais savoir combien il a coûté à faire le jeu, s'il a coûté plus cher que celui d'avant. Ouh, pardon. Alors, retournez dans la chambre d'hôtel ou faites le point sur les... Ok. Waouh. C'est magnifique. Alors donc... Ah, ok, donc je retourne dans ma chambre. Je peux pas sortir? Waouh. Putain, tu peux faire des coups de poing? Ok. Donc t'as son super pouvoir là. Bah, je crois que je pouvais prendre un truc à bouffer. Non? Attends, ouais, je vais regarder ça. Bah, j'ai vu un truc... Ah non, c'est la... Ah, ok, d'accord. Donc c'est même pas... Oh, le jeu en FPS. Ok. Ah, faut que j'arrête de faire ça. Je suppose que je peux... Ah, ok, donc tu peux pas faire ce que tu veux. Ah, ça... Et là, t'es quoi? Ah! C'est magnifique. Au début, je croyais que c'était vraiment... Je pensais pas que c'était un miroir, je croyais que c'était vraiment le truc. Putain, avec ce que je suis beau. Oh mon dieu, quoi. Bon, on s'amuse pas, on arrête de s'amuser avec le miroir. Bon, là, il a pas l'air d'avoir des problèmes avec le... avec le mixage audio. Ouais, j'arrête de jouer avec le... Est-ce que là, il y a des trucs? Ah, par contre, là, ils avaient pas. Ils pouvaient pas la mettre un reflet. Pourquoi mettre un miroir géant alors que... Voilà. Bref. On va changer de fringue, je suppose. Pam, pam, pam. Ah, on reconnaît la musique. Ah. Ils ont pris la même musique en plus.
Sang Rouge. We've been chasing it all over America. But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now. Don't you, Zach? I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot.
Je trouve que ça fait bizarre.
It's seen too much. This hole's from the shootout in Tucson. And this stain's from Miami. Ah, Miami. Now that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two. Even with the help of the drugs, a feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude. I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor. Same floor his blood gushed out onto. I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the time for a trip down memory lane.
C'est chelou que t'aies pas de mise en scène. Le Sang Rouge.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states.
C'est tout? Ok.
Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana. And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar. The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare. And he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Ok.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach. The Island, 2005, directed by Michael Bay. For a movie being shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic.
Ah, ça, je crois que je l'ai pas vu.
Setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films.
Carrément.
Are you following me here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner did. This is a turning point, Zach.
Michael Bay, ouais.
Witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years
C'est avec qui ça, The Island?
a genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
The Island 2005. Ah, ok, c'est avec... D'accord. Titre québécois, L'île. Allez voir qui a frappé la porte. Ouah, trop bien. Alors donc...
Satisfied with, and it's even got a it's proof.
Ok. Rechanger ou envoyer... ouais, bah comme dans le premier, ça y est, ça fera longue utilisation pour les faire laver. Le gagnant attendant le vêtement que vous envoyez faire laver ne peut pas être porté pendant le temps du lavage. Et donc on en a que un. Donc il y a la mallette. Bon, comme dans le premier, tu as les objets, tu... Oh putain, mais ça lag même là-dedans, quoi. T'as une salle de bain. Donc on peut se raser comme avant, je suppose. On peut se doucher, ok. Est-ce qu'on peut faire pipi ou caca? Non.
Hey there, Chef. What's cooking?
Chef.
Il est mignon avec son nœud.
Talking about, sir. I'm the concierge, David. I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All...
Notre ville est faite en carré, non?
Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Lucare means square in French.
Ah,
Je suis trop fort.
and
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful, valuable, and old. I'm sure you'll understand.
Donc depuis ce moment-là, on n'a plus le droit de construire parce que sinon ça ressemblera plus à un carré.
Excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Le losange. Le parallélépipède rectangle.
Did you see that, Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality, just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man.
Ouais. C'est bizarre d'avoir fait ça aussi. Chaque fois que tu fais un truc, de te finir avec un ting, t'as aussi ting, un autre truc à faire. Ting.
Do you feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. A faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him. Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me.
Mais lol.
No one these days ever tries to
Ok.
see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly. Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know the answer. As for me, just call me Hoongan.
Hoongan. The title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Do you
Ok.
comprehend the oracle?
The Oracle. Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Fell 10 maidens in the shrine of hunger. Find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero. Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by otherworld?
Follow the oracle.
Ok, c'est bizarre d'avoir.
Zach, did you hear all that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on va faire comme mission? Ding dong. Non? Ah non. Alors, donc là, c'est pour sauvegarder comme d'habitude. Je sais à côté de la carte de carré. Ok.
Zach, this is Lucare. I
Lucare.
think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules. Zach, what did you think of Hoongan's oracle? Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle. Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside.
Ok.
Now let's start by tracking down those 10
Les
maidens.
10
Oracle
Vénus.
give us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in
C'est
this
là
town
où-
can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down.
C'est vraiment chelou quand même.
Simple, right? The answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling
Ouais.
pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins. But a place where someone can both eat and bowl at the same time.
Ah tiens.
I'm skeptical
Oh no,
as
il
to
quitte,
whether we can
il quitte
find such a
Capcom.
place in a backwoods town like this.
Il a dû se faire virer par rapport à Street 6. Ou un autre jeu. On va aller... tiens, on va aller au poste de police.
Funny, Zach.
Bah quoi?
Now it's time to get serious.
Ah,
You know
d'accord.
the answer, don't you?
Ah bah 10 minutes
Now, let's
secondes.
start by tracking down those 10 maidens.
Ah,
Oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and
Comment je vois ça?
10 maidens. Now,
Sanctuaire de la
where
faim.
can one satiate their hunger?
Bah restaurant alors.
The hotel, Alexis's diner, and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job, Zach. I knew you'd be able to find it. Now for the other oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure. First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is
Alors.
treated as a base number. But under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17 point. Very funny, Zach.
Bah moi je sais pas compris.
Time to- You already know. The answer is temperature, Zach.
Ah.
Very funny, Zach.
Non.
You already know. The answer is temperature. Very fun. Now, you
Bon, on va tous les faire, hein.
very fun. Now, you
Bon bah évidemment c'est l'autre.
Now it's time to. You already know the.
Et donc pourquoi c'était Klaxon Food Delivery?
Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus. The Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold
Pourquoi?
storage.
Je comprends pas.
warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing.
Ok.
Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you? And how about that Hoongan? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
Ah bah ouais, je vois ça.
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel.
Eh, c'était sûr.
You're dying of smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At your
bellboy.
service, boss.
C'est con.
Good friends with the concierge and the chef.
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're
Au moins
all
il y a toujours des persos complètement
nothing
débiles.
more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams deep south, actually. No, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I'll play by your rules.
Ah, j'ai une question. Pourtant dans le premier Deadly Premonition, on a aucune date de... on sait pas quelle année on est. Je trouve ça bizarre quand même. Il me semble. À moins que je me trompe, mais...
Hey, boss. How can I be a
Ah oui, on va aller dans les chiottes après. Ok. Bon allez, on va tester l'extérieur. Après un temps de chargement. Bon. Phrase encore plus longtemps de chargement. C'est comme ça dans chaque pièce, ça va être chiant. Il va sortir le skate.
Compared to non-smokers, smokers have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease.
Mais qui
You know
es-tu,
that means
petite?
it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right?
C'est trop bien.
I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods.
C'était écrit sur
But
le
I gotta
sous-titre.
write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was
Mais
just
lol.
thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
Allons voir ça. Alors, courir, on peut s'accroupir, esquiver. On peut s'esquiver. Entrer dans la chambre rouge. Dans la chambre... Ah. Journaux, et... Ouais, maintenant c'est le sac, ok. Ça c'est la carte du truc. Ah, c'est quand même un peu grand. Info perso. La liste des tampons, qu'est-ce que c'est encore ces conneries? LOL. Tu juges des... T'as putain des écureuils. Ah ouais, d'accord. Donc c'est pas vraiment... On est pas vraiment les potes de la faune et la flore, hein. Tuer sans corrorer, tuer les abeilles, alligator, abeille tueuse, alligator. T'as autant d'alligators dans le jeu? Ou c'est juste... Ils ont remplacé les zombies par des alligators? Des ovnis. Qu'est-ce que c'est ces conneries? Payer des contraventions pour des non-respects de contrats? Pour la mauvaise odeur? Mais lol, bon. Le bébé d'ailleurs, combien de transport plus rapide que de se déplacer à pied? Et donc, il n'y a rien d'autre? Ah si. Paramètres. Relations. Ah oui, ça c'est les... Ok, les personnages. Tutoriel. Et retourner à la contre-titre. Ok. Le Carry County. Il est encore vache le mec.
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
Melvin Woods.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out, but our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town.
Ah putain.
Now, I reckon you came from the city. What was it? DC, LA, or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you'd... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all. Anywho, round these parts, everyone knows each other's name. So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you. And since you're trying to
Étranger.
protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Ok.
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out. But, I'm not too sure that, going down there at this point is really gonna help much, you know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They
C'est son
put the
père?
body in a cold
Ah non.
storage warehouse. This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse open during
Ouais, donc on fait comme dans le premier.
come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to stay out of her way. Well, all right then, York. I'll see you at the warehouse.
Alors, on se rejoint dans combien de temps? Warehouse. Alors... Ok, et comment on va au skateboard? Alors, plus 1. 8-17. Rendez-vous au restaurant pour y faire un strike. C'est une... entre 8 et 17 heures. Et si on irait... On va aller au restaurant, tiens. Comment on sait, c'est là? C'est le M12. M12, c'est à 195 mètres, ok. Et...
Hey, you!
Et bah voilà. Et bah rien, parce que j'ai pas le...
You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you?
Couper les enfants... Vous n'êtes pas le genre d'agent double à couper les enfants en morceaux. Hein?
Or
Ah.
using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
Ok.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine. Or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you?
Et tu vas me demander comment
You
sur mon
signed a
skate?
contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free. But I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her. Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this. You feel the same way, don't you?
Alors... Ah, donc les rouges, c'est le skate principal. Ok, donc... Comment on prend le skate? Non, je vais faire encore des conneries. Oh là là...
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever little girl. That's what it stands for, at least. It's nice that he made up his own nickname for me and all, but...
Elle y va comment?
Kinda weird. I wish
D'accord,
it
donc elle est
was
dans ma tête.
normal, like just Patricia or Patty, you know?
Patty? Now that name's got a ring to it. I like it. How about Zach and I call you Patty from here on out?
Do whatever you like. Weird.
Est-ce qu'on peut faire des...
To the warehouse, right? You gonna
Non.
go straight there?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to talk to Zach. We're also on a mission to fell 10 maidens, you see. I'm eager to visit Alexis's diner in Lane, but we've only just arrived in this town, so it might be best to stroll around a bit.
What? I thought you came here to investigate.
Patty, you're still just a child. Why do you worry so much? You're born to be free.
J'adore le
This is
jeu.
America, land of the free. You should always feel free to do
Qui
whatever.
perd, qui perd des
Isn't
FPS.
that right, Zach?
Maybe I shouldn't have come with you. I'm getting...
C'est n'importe quoi. Là, c'est pire, quoi. Le jeu perd des images. Ce n'est pas le stream, ce n'est pas chez vous. C'est fou. What the fuck. Ok. Très bien. Y pour descendre.
Patty, is something wrong?
Il est fermé.
Something to say. When I first met you in the hotel parking lot, you mentioned Saint Rouge, right? If you want to find it, Maybe you should track down Professor R.
Professor R.
Yeah. Professor R owns the jazz bar on the other side of the bayou.
The bayou.
Because.
Because, huh?
Alexis. Holness. Allez. C'est horrible. Bon, ça va. Le temps de chargement il est moins long que tout à l'heure, ça m'a fait peur. Parce que j'y faut attendre 40 secondes, 50 secondes. Ok, on peut pas changer de musique. Ça c'est pour sauvegarder. Bah je crois qu'il y avait une quête à faire ici. Protection pour les clients bronzés. Ok. Bah. C'est quoi ces conneries? Bah y'a rien en fait. Ok, donc je suis venu ici pour rien. Bah si, il y a un truc là, rouge. Ah, faut qu'on se pose, ok. Voilà.
Ten maidens, Zack. Let's topple their hourglass figures and complete this oracle once and for all.
Oh, my Lord. I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Sorry, honey, but you can't smoke in here. Since you're with Patricia, I'm guessing you're some friend of Melvin's.
He's Agent York from the FBI. This is Alexis, the owner of this restaurant. I'm helping out Agent York in his investigation. We signed a contract.
Oh, my Lord. Well, ain't that something?
I'm FBI Special Agent.
La même famille
Please, call me York.
que le majordome, le propriétaire et le chef.
Oh, my Lord. Well, that's got to be the strangest introduction I've ever heard. No wonder everyone in town's been talking about you.
I want a chocolate sundae, but no cherries. I want 2 wafers instead. Don't put too many Rice Krispies on it. Oh, but don't scrimp on the chocolate syrup either.
Oh, my Lord. And what'll it be for you, honey?
Alexis, are these photos of the town?
Oh, you like my pictures? My hobby's collecting snapshots of what our town used to be like. So whenever someone gives me an old picture, I just put it up here on display. Our world these days feels a bit cold to me, you know? Just thought it'd be nice to help folks remember what it was like in the good old days.
Zack, did you hear that? The good old days. Even in a remote town that's already far behind the times, there are still people who yearn for the past.
She told me what was going on, you know.
What?
Lise, you don't need to try and hide it from me, honey. Last time she came here, she told me all about it. Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
What kind of fellow?
She said he had a really tall shadow.
How tall?
As tall as an oak tree.
Did that ring any bells for you?
Sadly, it didn't. I know just about everyone in this here town, but I ain't never seen a man who stands that tall. Maybe it really was an oak tree and she just mistook it for someone. Sometimes the silhouettes of them trees, with lots of Spanish moss hanging down, make me feel a little funny, too.
I don't think so, Alexis. Lise said the shadow was following her, correct? That means she must have been stalked by a man as tall as an oak tree. If she had only mistaken an oak tree for a person, she wouldn't have described it that way. She might have said,
It felt like a crowd of people was staring at me.
Yes, exactly. She certainly wouldn't have talked about being followed by someone. Thank you, Patty. Zach, this data is all very intriguing, but it isn't the answer we're looking for. We came to knock down the 10 maidens, remember?
Oh, yeah! Booyah!
Madame Carpenter.
Got a turkey!
Truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never tire of small-town investigations. Same goes for you, right?
On va aller parler à la grand-mère. Tat, tadat. Alors est-ce qu'on va jouer à la façon Wii Sport? Ça aurait été bien. Ça aurait été drôle.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, howdy, stranger. My, you're a handsome one. You came out here from the city, didn't you? I can always spot you city folk from a mile away.
Madame
I'm
Charpentier.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Would you mind calling me York, ma'am?
Oh, so you are from the FBI. I thought as much. So sophisticated. Well, my horoscope in the paper today told me I'd be meeting someone new. And those horoscopes never miss. They're the real deal. Well, one even predicted when I'd bowl my first perfect game. Oh, no! Oh, could you stand a bit closer to me? Whew, that was a close one. If you move any further that way, you'll cast a shadow over the lane. Well, the sheriff did that once, and something horrible happened. The next time I bowled, I got a gutter ball. First time in 12 years. I was mortified. And I am going to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. In our world, some routines lead to good things, while others only lead to the bad. So, you mustn't ever cast a shadow over the lane. Is that understood?
Encore des gens barges.
It's her routine, Zach. Understand? Just like us and coffee. Incidentally, ma'am, would you mind letting me use this lane too? I'm investigating the Lise Clarkson murder case. And I need to topple 10 maidens, no matter what it takes.
No, absolutely not. Not even the FBI can take my lane from me. I haven't given it up once ever since my husband passed away over a decade ago. I'll never break my promise to him.
But
Now, if you'll excuse me. Ooh, you like that? That's what I'm talking about. Who's your mama?
C'est qui la maman?
Zach, it looks like negotiations have failed. Now I'm afraid we have no choice but to force her to let us use her bowling lane.
On la pousse dans l'escalier.
Yes, I know. I won't do anything illegal.
Je cherche un moyen de convaincre Madame Charpentier de partager sa piste de bowling. Bowling.
Excuse me, Mrs. Carpenter.
Ah, faut que j'appuie, pardon.
Stop! Not now. Can't you see I'm already in my bowling stance? What, are you blind?
Madame, vous pouvez me parler quand vous... Merci. Ah non.
Holy Mother.
Ok.
That stance, oh, always works on a split. Oh, yeah, never fails.
Zach, our new friend, appears to be a very superstitious lady. We should try and utilize this trait of hers in order to gain access to the lane for a bit. That was an amazing shot, Mrs. Carpenter. In fact, it may have been the most amazing shot I've ever seen. Speaking of which, where did you happen to find all those neat little items? The ones you used to help you bowl that split just now.
Mais non, c'est une sorcière.
Ooh, you got a keen eye there, Mr. Special Agent. Taking a liking to my collection, have you?
Oh yes, a great liking.
I buy all my charms and power stones from Erzuli Frida.
Erzuli Frida.
On va devoir aller la voir, c'est ça?
It's a mystical establishment run by the Mirror.
Ils appellent pas ça le miroir? Le mirror.
If you're interested, I can mark it on your map for you.
Zach, this is it. Erzuli Frida. There must be a treasure trove of dubious trinkets on sale there. We may even be able to find something capable of changing her mind. It really feels like we're in the deep south now, doesn't it?
Ouais. Wesh ma gueule. Voilà, bon, on va devoir aller au magasin pour acheter des trucs. Je sais pas, il est ouvert de quelle heure à quelle heure. Putain, il y a une infodeur de Sylvester Stallone. Non, chose des guerres, pardon. Ouais. Bref. Temps de chargement. Il y a un truc. Bon. Alors.
Yes, I did.
Then why are
C'est
you
quoi ça?
leaving? You gave up on trying to convince Mrs. Carpenter to let you play?
No, Patty, neither. By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh no, I just figured...
Alors, en fait, c'est chiant. Parce que t'es obligé de... Bah, ça peut augmenter la... Ouais, les minutes, j'ai pas l'impression. Bah... Dommage, j'aurais kiffé faire des sauts.
Hey Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand. And Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another
C'est dommage ça. Des passages verts et d'autres endroits, si vous tombez sur des lieux, utilisez les touches pour vous accomplir. Regardez bien les endroits sur tous les angles. Ok. Ah mais c'est de la merde en fait. Parce que tu peux pas... C'est drôle, dans la ville, il y a vraiment pas de voiture. Le jeu il est trop pété quoi. T'as les voitures mais elles roulent pas. Oh là là. C'est trop ça. Ah, non. Et putain, j'ai l'impression que ça... Mais non. C'est quoi ça, là? J'ai envie de les péter, les trucs. Earthly Frida.
A voodoo shop.
Ah, je l'ai plus.
It's a voodoo shop.
Yeah.
Looks like a dumb souvenir shop to me.
Of course it does, Patty. You're much too young to understand the true value of such a place.
Ouais, je crois qu'on ça genre... Ah, encore des temps de charge, hein. C'est bon, t'as fait ton sport, hein. Monsieur GeForce.
This is all kid stuff. It's just a bunch of charms. I'm allowed to watch TV and go on the
Mon pauvre.
ain't allowed in here? My daddy makes no sense sometimes. You agree, right, Agent York? This is all just kid stuff.
Look at this, Zach. All the mysticism of the Deep South gathered up into one quaint little shop. This is 100 times more exciting than the FBI evidence vault. It's a vast treasure.
C'est con de se taper des pubs, mon petit.
So much to study, so much to learn.
T'aimes bien? Non.
Thou art a seeker, and I see the object of thy desire.
Pourquoi?
Doth this be what thou seekest?
D'accord. Ah, c'est peut-être ça les alligators que je dois défoncer. The Mirror.
I could sell it to thee now, and only now. Surely fortune shall not bless thee with another chance. Purchase this, and know that thy wishes shall be granted.
T'en as des questions bizarres.
That's crazy. Even I can tell you're getting cheated, Agent York.
I disagree, Patty. This person can be trusted. I've been studying people for quite a while, so I can tell. That figurine is connected to our future.
My price is true. What say thee?
Ok. Oui, bah c'est bon, tu vas me lancer à chaque fois. Ah, j'ai pas assez. Si? Ah non, c'est 30. Je crois que c'était 300. 3000 plutôt.
I'll buy it.
Thou art a man of refined taste. I am loath to part with it, but 'twould be a fool's errand to keep it from such a keen-eyed soul.
What's wrong with you? No normal person would ever buy a piece of junk like that. Not even...
Marvelous, isn't it, Zach? What a treasure.
Je vais tellement économiser 30. Hein?
Use it? Where?
Pourquoi?
How?
30 km. Ah!
Isn't it obvious, Patty?
Sur Twin Chings, d'accord. Parce que j'ai mis ça à combien? Ah oui, ça va, j'étais gentil.
I'm going to put it in front of Mrs. Carpenter's house.
Au début, je voulais mettre 50 000, je fais, oh, c'est un peu trop.
Yes. I'm sure this figurine will stop her right in her tracks.
Chanter, ça me fait pas peur, j'aime bien ça.
And that'll give us a chance to finally topple the 10 maidens.
Are you serious?
Of course I am. And so is Zach. Aren't you?
I'm seriously wondering if I should quit helping you out with this.
Voilà. Ah, entre 23h et 6h du matin, ok, bon, on fera ça plus tard. Fabriquer une avocate allumette chez mes couilles. Amulette. Les allumettes, les amoulettes permettent de vous renforcer. Collier renforce une pistolet et ses balles, renforce vos capacités physiques, renforce votre skateboard, renforce vos capacités au mini-jeu. Faites fabriquer des allumettes par... Entrez-les là à l'hôtel pour initier de leur effet. Ok. T'as du craft maintenant? Mais lol.
I can see it. Thou hath dis...
Whoa.
That was close.
Well, look at you, all standing there like you're expecting me to
bien.
apologize. It's your fault for not paying attention.
Non, Galena. C'est moche comme prénom.
What?
Got a moment?
Can't say I do. I'm in a hurry here.
I won't take up too much of your time. I'd just like to ask you a few questions.
I said I'm in a hurry, Peckerwood. Now get out of my way.
Hors de mon chemin.
Patty, who was that?
Kalina Clarkson. PJ Clarkson's second daughter, and Lisa's mother.
Zach, we've found ourselves a Clarkson.
Oh no, she's not here. My dolly. She's not here. My dolly isn't here.
One of the key persons in this case just came out of the woodwork to meet us. Now things are really getting interesting. Isn't that right, Zach?
Alors, madame. C'est tout?
Mehalama. Viad E.
D'accord, ok. Ok, guys. Ah. Oh. Putain. Là, je suis encore crevé de mon week-end. Bon, alors, cette fois-ci... Donc, M04. Ah putain, mais oui, si je me prends un... Oh là là.
So, what do you think of him? Yes, I'm talking about him. Hunga. Is the skeletal gentleman friend or foe? Or does he merely exist outside the realms of either? Still too early to tell. But it's clear that he'll be the key to uncovering this case's mysteries. That's what my soul tells me.
Ah si, il y a des voitures.
By the way, Zach, Hungan feels very familiar to me. You might even say he reminds me of someone. Yes, I think I see the connection now. A cheerful, wise, yet also mysterious African-American who appeared in a variety of different films. My mind must be overlapping him with the skeletal gentleman. Do you remember his name? Ah, yes, that's it.
On va donc qu'il finisse. Qu'il finisse son truc.
Dick Halloran in The Shining. And in 1983, he was in The Twilight Zone. He played the man who invited all those elderly folks into a strange new world. I knew it, Zach. There's definitely a connection here, but he's a bit too old. Scatman's more of a sage character. Our skeletal gentleman is a little younger, isn't he? Yes. They have different body types, but what about Forrest Whitaker? He made his debut in 1982 in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Then he was in Platoon and The Color of Money, both released in 1986. Followed by Good Morning Vietnam in 1987. Oh, and he was in Bird in 1988. What an impressive filmography. Across the 80s, he transformed his rough, young image into a more cheerful, wiser one. That's why the 80s can also be described as the decade that built up Forrest Whitaker's career. I firmly believe that he'll win an Academy Award for Best Actor someday. Yes, I'm sure it's right around the corner. He'll most likely wait until the time is ripe. Maybe around next year, then he'll unleash his best performance yet. Zach, I could go on about famous actors forever, but we have a case to solve here. Let's table this discussion for now.
Ouais, je vais faire une petite pause aussi. Est-ce qu'on peut sauvegarder? Je fais une petite pause, je pisse pipi, tout ça. Allez, à tout de suite.